I just got off the phone with Junior, and he said that Grayson said Fred signed off on it, which is ringing a bunch of alarm bells in my head because I'm like, I don't believe he would, right?
I don't think he would either. Do you want me to call him after this? See what he said?
Yeah, I'd love to talk to who, Fred or Grayson?
Yeah, Fred.
Is he around?
I don't know. I'll see.
Yeah,
I can email him too. I guess it's not that important. I'm actually over here. Can you come in the office? I want to talk to you really badly, actually.
Where are you?
Right behind you.
Oh,
We
and
have
then I
some
talked
really
to
big
Maxwell,
problems.
and she said that they don't know anything about it, so and they're against that shit. So
right. Well, we have some even bigger issues. Okay.
Oh no.
So I got a response to my injunction. Okay, and I'm going to TLDR. They basically said you're correct that the definition was using old, outdated stuff, but we are going to define the penal code as the punishments and the legislation, like the criminal offenses legislation, as the description of the crime, which is understandable in and of itself, right? You know, it is written down that is the law. That's how it works. The penal code describes the punishments, and it is backed by the legislation, right? The problem is they then said that if they took my logic that I presented, that they agreed with to its logical extreme, therefore the judges do not have the authority to issue fines and times for HAG charges. So therefore, they're going to update all of the HAG charge definitions in the penal code and insert time and fine is at judicial discretion, because they think that makes sense. But they're going to deny any further relief.
Run that back? Hold on.
Yes. Look in the MDT, Brian. They already did it. They just changed every single HAG charge to include time and fine is at judicial discretion without any legislative supporting it, just in response to this injunction. I asked for specific relief, and they attached on their own. But what's even crazier, Brian, this definition of time and fine being at judge discretion is old. It's outdated, and it's not part of the legislation.
But
they grandfathered it in.
They can't change.
They just did. It's in the MDT. Go look.
Wasn't there like an entire shit show over doing this thing?
Yeah. That's why I'm very, very concerned right now.
Why do brains turn off? Like, I don't know. You know what this feels like?
What's that?
And this is the thing that's more molding for me, is we're supposed to live and grow and experience. And I feel like, you know, you have like a moral compass. And the moment you start bending that for just dying on a hill, you're well past cooked at that point. And that's what this feels like. Like, there ain't no way that you just like forget history to try to make points. It's this is so weird. This is wild.
Dude, he basically says that they agree that the definition is wrong and they're going to rectify it. But they're saying that because this charge has judicial discretion and the other ones don't, that if they took that to its logical conclusion, then all HAG charges are also listed with 00, which therefore means that they can't give punishments for it. So they're going to fix that by just changing it. Like, it's crazy to me.
Hold on.
They're grandfathering in definitions that are old and outdated and not in legislation and inserting them into other pieces without any backing at all.
What docket post is this?
It is the injunction. Verdicts rendered. It should have just been moved into there. You can see it in the closed tab. Petition injunction to bar the San Andreas Department of Justice. And I sued the DOJ, by the way, so they should be conflicted by their own logic. I actually, I didn't even want them to respond to this outside of like being defendants in it. I just understand. I sued for a specific performance.
This argument's already been. Wait, let me just take a real quick, like, give me just 60 seconds.
Because maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. You can review it yourself and tell me what you think.
So what was your original argument? There's a lot of text here.
Yep. Yeah, I'll distill it down. Basically, my argument is that the legislation defining the penal code, it had an incorrect description, right? And there was no fine or time listed in there. Therefore, there's also no judicial discretion legislated because they removed that. Like I remind you, the due process legislation removed that section. And so that supporting legislation that gave them that judicial discretion no longer exists. So my argument was that because that legislation has been amended and the legislation no longer backs that judicial discretion, they need to remove that portion from the charge.
What section does contempt of court fall under?
Due process and jurisprudence, or the are you talking about the criminal offenses one?
Yeah, like
public administration.
Public.
It's public administration.
Okay, and then contempt of court. Oh.
So my argument is that they didn't include some important things in here, and that's on them, basically. They can't just insert things into the MDT section of the penal code. And they're arguing that because it was already there, they're going to keep it, basically.
That, as someone who's read through all this shit, this is inaccurate.
I know, and I'm just...
And it literally went all the way up to the governor, so there's already precedent set for this. They have to update. They actually have to go through and update Criminal Code of San Andreas offenses against public administration and expand out some of these things. Otherwise, by simply pressing this charge, you're correct, 0-0.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm only doing this so that they can't give me contempt of court, by the way, Brian. This is literally the only reason I'm pushing this, so they can't fucking do it. And it's turning into this much bigger thing than I even wanted it to. Part of me wonders if someone informed them about what I was thinking with Hag stuff, because that just seems like an interesting thing to shoehorn into here. You know, you guys are the only people I told about that today.
I don't really know what's going on. There's a lot of just like oddities taking place that don't make no sense to me.
Right. Why would they shoehorn that into here? We have bugs in the office, Brian?
Sorry, one sec.
You're fine.
Hey, Brian. Jay.
Hey, who's this?
Jay? Runner?
Yeah, what's going on, Jay?
Hey, I think my 10th cousin is strange tried to contact you, but I got no response. You might want to check your text, right?
Oh, okay. Have him come in and put in okay, have him come in.
All right. I'll see if I can contact him, but yeah.
Yeah, come down, have him come down to BCSO and 311. All right.
Yep.
Take care.
Yep.
I just realized that this department now consists of, I think we're now the troopers, because we're either ex-troopers or we have cousins that are ex-judges and justices all in this department.
Oh, shit.
Because that guy sounded like someone. Anyway, we got a referral coming down shortly.
What do you mean we got a referral?
Well, there's a guy named Elfie. Have you met him before? Oh, no. What's his name? Not Elfie.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, the guy that you arrested just yesterday. You know, wears all white.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. He used to work for DPD, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" He stabbed Carmine apparently, and I think his cousin is coming through.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Yep. So let me take a look at this. So.
I'm gonna start collecting. I'm gonna start collecting some timestamps to go through supports and comparing with the stuff from the past. I just don't like that their feet are starting to get held to the fire of not having their shit in order because they did a hasty summary or whatever, rehashing of old legislation, and now they're trying to fucking backpedal it. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels. It's so stacked in their favor. How can the Department of Justice review themselves, find themselves not at fault, and then just move on, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I got run out of town over that.
Yeah,
not like literally, but I mean, like, people walk looking for my head for it, and fairly so, honestly. Like.
No, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
There is. So I'll put it like this, right? There is a rivalry between LSPD and BCSO, and I think that rivalry can be fun. But when people take it too far, right, it just gets like, creates a circumstance like this. Sounds sweaty as shit over a mistake that they made, right?
Right, exactly.
But in doing so, it's now they're fucking themselves, right? Why do they why do they need to come together and protect themselves, which is what this feels like, over one of their, like, it feels like, like, how do I put this? Let me put this a different way. When if one of our like Bjorn yesterday, I consider him one of my closest, I'd say friends or subordinates within the department. I suspended him. And I knew that would fucking hurt, but I did it because it was the right thing to do. But if Bjorn did something to another LSPD officer and I just said, you know what, you did nothing wrong, sweetheart, and I said, go play some video games and here's a hamburger, I'm in the wrong. And what I'm describing here is what it feels like is happening in this case, right?
Yeah.
Like,
they're doing all this to protect a guy that walks around dressed like a One Piece character. Like, I don't understand, Like, this just doesn't make any sense to me.
We have to be holding ourselves accountable, right? And if we don't do that, you might as well bomb the city. You know what I mean?
I agree. I do 100% agree with you. Accountability is very important.
Yep.
Also, I don't know where to go from here, to be honest with you, Brian. Like,
let me take a very, I'm going to look through this because I don't mind reading today because yesterday I'm going to read through all of this and then I'm going to give you my, take on it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely.
Because my immediate reaction is just to sue them again. But I really appreciate having someone else's perspective that you're like one of the only people I actually think is smart enough in this.
Yep.
You're the only person that's smart enough to actually talk about this stuff with. So
I get it. I appreciate it.
Well, most people just don't care or they don't have the brains for it. So that's why I keep coming to you with it.
Yeah. No, I understand. Look, this is the lifeblood of how our shit operates, right? Our job, everything, to be honest. So
I agree.
Okay.
100%. Well, thank you, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. I would, do you want to contact Pred about this other stuff and then
contact Pred? Should we include this, what we just talked about in that too, or just the other stuff?
I think the other stuff is probably a good focus, mostly because here's how I feel about it. I don't care if Oswaldo's mayor. I, however, do care if the DOJ is fucking each other again and literally just making custom tailored alterations to key legislation for their friends.
Yeah, that's not cool.
As they're digging deeper into this, it sounds like that's exactly what it is. And that means something needs to be done, in my opinion. Right?
Oh, on that, Frost actually asked me to try and subpoena Justice Gates' phone. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that done. Do you?
Well, Helen came up to me and said that immediately afterwards that Osvaldo, told her that me and Frost are stopping his legislation.
Right.
And if there's enough merit to that, we're getting into a very dicey area of whether the justices are compromised and whether there's an impeachment in order. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Or worse. I
do think that you and I should speak directly with Grayson and afford him the professional opportunity to explain the situation.
And because once we file that subpoena, that we're basically crossing the threshold.
Exactly. I don't want to go to war with the DOJ, but it does kind of feel like they're like no ballsing us. Which
it feels like they're posturing against us. No.
Yeah, and I don't know why, because we've been approachable. I think, like, just because we have difference of opinion doesn't mean that, it needs to be a war. But I mean, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, all these things that are happening are all things that could be stopped before they become bigger by just holding themselves accountable or by having open and honest dialogue or open communication. And it just feels like they don't want that every step of the way.
Yep, that's exactly it.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. Just let me know what you think. Okay. I'm going to go back to reviewing the SOPs.
Like, can I have a quick shitlord
yeah, you can do it,
moment? Yeah. I mean, I'm down to arrest Osvaldo for treason. I'm down to start arresting justices.
Yeah.
I'm down, and then see if it sticks. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. You know what I was thinking about?
I'm down to be a shitlord too. You know what I mean?
You know what I was just thinking? You know how we have the standard of like pushing charges on the docket, but not arresting government officials? That's not written down anywhere.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, 100%. I don't want to be a shitlord, but this feels like shitlording.
It does, yeah.
So
I mean, listen, you and I got to march in there one of these days, kick down some doors. I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like what's the elf's name from Lord of the Rings? I'm like Gimli, and you're like the elf or something.
Yep. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, not really.
Okay, well, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm gonna go get back to review and then.
All right.
Thank you again.
Yep.
Let me know what you think. Okay.
We'll do. I love that Knight is the exact op to Nino. Yeah, of course, because they're two different characters. Oh shit. Ooh, will do. Did you share it? All right, let me go through this. What happened with all of this? Where did all of this begin? There's so much on this. This all stemmed from I don't even know this. Okay. I think it started here. The One Piece GIF? Yeah, which I think is Okay. Let me start from the beginning. Okay. You know what? I feel like I'm slowly becoming Crane, OG Crane, and I feel like it's annoying that I feel like I have to keep being the damn adult, and it sucks because I just kind of want to role play, but I feel like it's like childish shit gets in the way of it. Those that are cognizantly funny are my favorite. Mm-mm. Wait a minute. Didn't I say that I'm going to patrol today? What happened? Wait, hold on.
Likewise, I'm not your boss, but yeah, likewise, I'm at your service.
Brian, big problem.
Oh, shit. Wow, what happened?
I just went through all the legislation.
Yep.
They do not have judicial discretion. They removed, and I just went through and I conferred with every single thing. They removed the ability to determine someone's time or fine in any court case. The only thing that they can do is determine if someone is guilty or innocent. I just triple checked.
Oh
it is
my
not written anywhere
God.
in legislation that they can give someone a fine or a time that is not written in the penal code.
Wait, actually?
Yes, actually. That's why they did that, Brian, because they followed my logic to its actual conclusion, and they realized they're fucked because they took out. I put this in the sentencing guidelines and the sentencing section when I made this legislation that they could determine fines
Which
and
one?
times and blah blah blah. There's two legislations that are pertinent to this one. There is the due process legislation. And I could still be missing something, okay? But as far as I can see, I'm not. I'm still looking, though. I want to quinzillion check this a billion fucking times, okay? But due process and jurisprudence. And then the other one is judicial powers. Let's see if I could find it. Power. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Oh, yeah, the judicial powers one.
Yeah, here it is. Okay, look, they changed judicial discretion to basically, it says they can manage court procedures, continuance, and resolve discovery disputes. That is what judicial discretion is defined as, Brian. It's quite literally defined as being the administrative paperwork, bitch. There's nothing in there about sentencing. There's nothing in there about times or fines. Am I missing something?
Where was it removed?
When they redid this, it was a long time ago. They combined this one with the election process, and they cut down a lot of the other ones. They cut out. There used to be more in these.
Wait,
sections.
they combined them?
Yeah, this was the outcome of a meeting that was had with the governor and the mayors at the time.
I don't know anything about that, but that would be very strange if they combined it.
Well, they did. They combined this with the election powers. But here, judicial discretion they removed that. But here's furthermore, sentencing. They can find, if they find someone guilty, they can, within statutory guidelines, give them penalties. Okay? And that means what it says on the NBT, basically, if that's how they're defining it. They can give someone a guilty penalty, and then they can give them a fine and time as it's written there. That's how their authority is limited to. And I went even further. I went through sentencing hearings. I'm going through some of these different sections because it's probably written in here somewhere that I'm missing, but I haven't seen it so far. That at the outcome of a trial, they can determine the fine and time that someone will receive. I don't see it yet.
What the fuck?
I feel like I must be. This is one of those things where it's like it's too good to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like going
So-
through everything I possibly can.
Certain things can be inferred through the Constitution. Right to a free trial and due process, all guaranteed free trial and due process of. Can I go out on a limb here?
Yeah,
Did you see the governor's response to the Marshall stuff?
I did.
That like they had something like 7 months ago and then they didn't do anything.
I was
What if
thinking
they
I
haven't
saw that
actually
You seen
been like, you know,
not impressed.
yeah, it was one of those like, why has this not been evolved and like these sort of discussions had? Because these are the kind of things that I don't know, like you should probably be thinking about, right? Like here's
It was there and they removed it, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused on. Oh yes, right. But what I mean by that is, okay, fine, it was there. They removed something, but they left this out. Like what I'm trying to say is, like, let's say you've got a foundation, right? Like a cement, like you for a house.
Yeah.
Even if you're removing some walls, you're gonna like reassess. You should be reassessing what you've got left. You know what I mean? Like, and
right.
So,
I agree.
And in my mind, and maybe this is just how my brain works, is like you should always have these pieces of law in the back of your mind, and this should have been found a while ago. And if they didn't put in the clarity, that's kind of on them.
That is on them. These building blocks were in place and they intentionally left them out. Brian, I actually think that every single hag charge, if this logic is true, is actually invalid and they need to like walk back these sentences for like the last 8 months.
Holy fucking
I don't
shit.
actually think they have the legislative authority to issue hag, like anything that's not 0 months, 0 years.
The Department of Justice has authority over all legal and judicial matters. It shall ensure the enforcement of laws, uphold, protect procedures, because things are supposed to be. So I think to make this a little bit more salient is that they moved things to be defined into the penal code, right? Such that all charges that can be pressed on someone have definitive meaning. Right.
Right.
With
yes.
With like, let's say, summarized versions in the penal code. However, in having done that, they never actually updated the hag charges in the penal code, which they probably should have, to expand on the authority and what the meaning of those charges were. And by not doing so, that's the folly. Is that accurate?
Yes,
I
that
imagine.
is correct.
I imagine that this change that you're talking about took place at the time, like there was conversation around penal code stuff. Is that true? Okay,
yeah,
so they fucked up. Yeah,
I wasn't there personally, but yes, that's what I can gather from what I read on the docket.
I wasn't there either, but I imagine that must have been what the DOJ was supposed to do, you know, on their part of it.
Now, they have the authority to find someone guilty or innocent, but that's it. They have to penalize them based off of what it says in the penal in MDC.
I suspect that might have been, not knowing who did this stuff, but I suspect that was the intent, is that these things should have been defined by the people that are in charge.
They weren't
and that they weren't.
They were, Brian. I remember writing it myself.
It looks like they just copy pasted it and didn't like.
Well, they did, but you should compare it to the old version because they really cut out a lot of important things in the process. I just have discovered something very concerning.
What's up?
So basically, you remember how I filed an injunction against the Department of Justice? We got a response today, okay?
I think what happened here, chat, is that
how do I say this?
When we went on Nino, we went and changed everything to common law.
We're going to update the legislation to reflect that, but we're not going to walk back any of the other penalties. And we're also going to ignore your argument about judicial discretion, because if we took that to its logical conclusion, that means that we don't have the authority to give anyone times
had a line
fines
in there
at
that
the outcome
said,
of a
"Hey,
hag
hag
case.
charges
So therefore, we're not
are
going to do
judicial
that. But what we
discretion."
will do is we're going to go update all of the penal code entries to reflect that we have judicial discretion, which they don't. I just went through and double checked. Judicial discretion is defined as they have the ability to manage continuances. They can manage courtroom procedures and resolve discovery disputes. And sentencing, they can only find people guilty or innocent within statutory guidelines, which, as they just define in their own ruling, statutory guidelines.
No. That's not entirely accurate about the simplifying. It's that
if it says in the MDT that it's a
these things were moved over, but there wasn't any
charge, that's what they have to charge someone with.
Like this.
They did this
just now.
So
is
some
that not like accidentally treasonous.
No. That's a little bit of overcooked. I think like, so let me give you an example, right? Offenses against persons, right? See, you see section C capital, and it says any person convicted of serious assaults and killings of guilty of indisposable offense and liable for imprisonment for life, such as penalties prescribed by law, up to including capital punishment. So things like that were supposed to be, should have been added into these penal lines. You know what I mean? So, alternatively, the like hag charges or the contempt of court should have been expanded to say, here are the boundaries, right? Here are the legal boundaries. Not, hey, I'm a judge, let me just say 9,999,999. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, here's what I think is most important about this. With judicial discretion, have an explicit caveat and description in legislation. That means that term is defined to what it contains in there. And so we can use that as essentially a small knife in our arguments here, that this is what judicial discretion is, and you cannot just apply it to other things because you feel like it, right? It's what's written down that's what matters. Basically, Frost, I'm going to go through and read some more legislation and confirm this, but this is not good.
I will tell you definitively, without also going through all the stuff, is that definitively, if I look at first degree targeted violence, now it says time fine is at judicial discretion, that alteration goes completely against like that for certain is wrong. You know what I mean? It's not even in the penal code. So why is it magically now in here?
That was my argument. And I don't know. I don't know, Brian. I don't know. I feel like I
think you
I don't know, guys.
You could literally just open up the docket case where the governor in there, where this is exactly what was fought against for like 6 months. You know what I mean? And be like, and you guys were a part of it, and now you did it yourself. Like, what the fuck?
This is oh God.
Are they subverting the will of the governor?
Oh my God. Okay.
Do we even talk to them about this? I mean, do we just
here's where I'm at with it, right? I think we need to understand. I'm always going to play the diplomat only because I think someone's got to do it, right? And after watching the behavior of the judges yesterday, I realized that they're going to literally X themselves if they don't have someone who's playing their daddy. You know what I mean? Because it was very emotional and it was very lack of logic in that conversation yesterday. And it was just like, here's my opinion because this is the thing I want, which I'm never going to be for. I think that it helps nobody in the state if we don't find a good resolution to this, because if they did some dumb shit by not like actually taking the time to clean some of this shit up, it goes against their entire existence of how they even came to play and what they have been backing for the past year or so. And that the best approach is to fix this, but not with any bullshit politics in between. Unfortunately, given that they died on a hill over fucking emojis and shit.
Right.
They've gotten to this spot, even though they could have just simply been like, this is unprofessional, stop this. Instead, they wanted to throw out contempt, which is just idiotic, right? Like,
Right.
it's just, it's like a flex unnecessarily. So
Right.
I think
that's kind of how I feel about the matter. You know, like there's like, I don't know. It's in everyone's interest if the system works, and right now it's not working.
no, you're right. Like it should have. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like if one of our cadets, one of our officers, whatever, did something out of line and was unprofessional, we would have handled that. Not said bring it to the docket or whatever fucking bullshit when there ain't no time for that. Everyone, they know this. They should know
Right.
this. There ain't no time to be digging these massive holes. So why are you letting your fucking half-brained fucking person do some unprofessional shit and then being
Right.
Pikachu face that there's an issue?
If only a competent department that handled internal and jurisdictional situations was around, right?
Yeah, if only that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice, right?
That would be nice, huh? Would be nice.
We should like come up with an idea for one of those.
What do you mean? Oh, like a department? You
Mm,
know, it'd have to be like a state level department, I think.
that makes sense.
You think? Yeah. What would we call them? Ah, the Lakers. We could call them the state Lakers, you know?
Oh,
Those guys are pretty cool.
Or the Gunners.
The Gunners. No,
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
could-
Gunners. That's
I
not a
could
very
fit.
good one. What do they call those old like law people? Marshals.
Oh, state marshals.
Yeah, what about the state marshals?
You just
I mean,
hire from the
it fits.
DOC.
Yeah.
Oh my
See how many
god!
DOC people are bored of sitting in Bolingbroke all day.
Yeah. So
Hey, fuck it, we'll write it.
I
No,
think
where do we go from here, guys? What do we do now?
I believe that the best course of action here is
We need to talk to them.
here's where I'm at loss, right?
Mhm.
Is this expungement shit is emotionally and personally charged. Their
Sorry.
defense over the emoji shit is personally and emotionally charged. And
True.
there is no logic or compromise on the table, right? And we need to bring compromise back. And if we cannot do that, it's going to turn into something that they don't want, right?
Right.
And that's my problem. Is like it this feels like I don't know. Who can we reason with in that department? You know what I mean?
No
It needs
one.
to start there.
I mean, I will
Because
say this, okay? Falconer and Grayson are the only two in there with actual real experience. Okay, Gates is a diversity hire, and she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about, and she is usually probably the source of a lot of the emotions on their ends. Danielson's a nice guy. I don't really know anything about him, so you could probably talk to him too. It really starts with those three.
Daniels, to be fair, of my knowledge of them all, Danielson has always maintained a level.
I don't
head
know how it came to
through the
this
conversations
point.
that
I'm
I've
going to
had
be
with him.
honest. Like
Right.
this all
I've definitely
started
seen
with
the least
like
bias from
cringe
him.
shit on the docket
that's
with
in my personal
emojis, which
experience, right?
OOC I'm not
Yeah.
cool with. I don't know
I
why
will
that's
say
even happening.
I have,
Like,
out
to
of all
me,
those
it's like
justices,
opening up
Danielson is the only one
Discord
that I
on
don't
the-
have. I
So
never had
like you know
any,
what I mean? Like
um,
that's why I tried to end it a while ago.
intensely
Like
negative person-to-person interactions
just-
that would cause like biases to form. And the same for Falconer. You know, those two are the ones that I work
Like,
with.
we need to bring
the other
this shit
two are
back
kinda
into
poisoned
reality.
against me. So we need to. I don't know. I don't want to like me being there to like poison this shit, but it's kind of like inherently doing so already. You know.
I think I need to saliently go through everything. What was the first thing? Where did this all start?
This started because I got given contempt of court.
No, no.
for asking some stupid questions on the
Yeah.
I mean, I was being silly, but like
No, I remember that. But what was the original thread?
for the injunction,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at it.
It was the injunction was the first one. There's a couple.
Well,
threads
I filed some appeals, and a judicial appeal as well for the actual case.
What was the like order of operation? The first one was it started with the injunction on fraud. Didn't it start with fraud?
It started with the judicial appeal, and then I have filed the contempt of court appeal, and then I filed the injunction shortly after.
You know, these things just keep happening. These butterfly effects.
Yeah.
Like, there's two drastic things that I've realized from the butterfly effect in my life.
I don't remember which
Which is
one's
what?
which.
Painting a car is why Knight is where he is. And emojis are why the DOJ is where they are.
I suppose so. Is he fine? Hello? Hey, Yui, can I call you back? I'm in the middle of a meeting right now. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Sorry. But you know, there's another butterfly effect. There was a tent in the middle of the road a very long time ago that led to the collapse of the state.
Did you like my twat?
Could you guys help me here a little bit? What is what is the full name of the let's go emoji gate, Fred?
Moo?
I like that. Of who? The judge?
There's Elon Ma.
Yeah, Yulong Ma.
What was the thread? Like, what was the name of the title of the thread?
It was the civil case between LSPD and Hannah Barra Mayberry.
Yeah, I could probably just send that to you if you want me.
Oh, yep. Okay. And then what came after this?
So that was the original.
Wait, it's actually still, they haven't even moved it, even though it's been rendered. It's okay.
I mean, that was it, right? There's like 4 pages of bullshit. And then that's when Angel posted her first thing.
I need the direct links. I'm gonna go and soak all this in. And then I think we need to talk to Grayson directly.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna email them to you.
I think I'm gonna be honest. We need to. I'm gonna put it this way. The fact that let me just soak it all in, and then I'm gonna give my opinion.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just sent them to you, Brian. The first one is the actual case where everything happens. Yep. And then the next 2 are appeals. One is for the case itself, and one is for my contempt, and the final one is the petition.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. I think actually, even before all this, I think we should close out on the Grayson thing.
Okay.
With the expungement. Are we down to meet with him right now?
Oh, this could be.
I'm done.
Hello. Oh, hey, Grayson.
Oh, perfect.
How are you, sir?
Hey, we're very busy right now, Quangle. Is it an emergency?
Not a sub-tweet at your judge.
No, it's not an emergency.
Okay. We're dealing with some heavy shit, so.
All right.
All right.
Can you just pass along a message to Mr. Frost?
Yeah, what is it?
Call him, tell him I said he's a little bitch.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. No, you listen to me, all right? Quangle, I understand, all right, that sometimes you want to make shit about yourself. In your case, Miller, I fucking broke my fucking back to make sure that you had an opportunity. But when your entire fucking life existence is about you, all right, that's how we ended up in this spot.
You speaking
Next
to me?
time, yes, that's right.
Why fuck me for? I'm just with Quangle. I ain't doing nothing.